What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Me Explain podcast with me, one of your co-hosts, Himiko, here with,
Kawaa.
and today we are just talking about how creativity is a part of our lives and just what it means to us. So, just going off of that, and Sikawa, I'm just going to ask you a simple question.
Mhm.
Currently, like in your life, what is creativity to you? Like, what does it mean to you to be creative?
Oh, okay. So this is kind of a loaded question, but not really a loaded question. Just because, you know how okay, so because I've been thinking about this even before we decided to do this as a topic, and I don't know. You know how they say like in life you shouldn't make or they advise you to like not make your job as the thing you like to do for fun. Um, it's hard because I'm like I have so many passions when it comes to being creative. Like I've always been into art. I've been into singing. I've been into um, like making YouTube videos and doing like creative videos and makeup and stuff. Or I recently got into that, and like I have so many different passions that part of me is like, you know how they like tell you, oh, you should monetize your passions and stuff, but also don't monetize it because then it will stop being fun. And recently in my life, I've been thinking about what do I want to separate from as like my career versus what I do just as something on the side. But I found that the common denominator between both was that when I'm being creative, to me, that just means having somewhere to channel my emotions or having some sort of outlet. You know what I mean? So to me, I think being creative means having a place to express yourself. Like, literally. Yeah, I don't know. What about you? How would you describe being creative or what it means to you?
I agree that like creativity does like heavily revolve around like of course being able to like, like put yourself out there, stuff like that.
Mm.
I just don't think it's only that. I think creativity, of course, has like a lot of factors of it for the reason of some people like they will create art or music or whatever, but their case is they're doing it just for the fun of it. Like there's no meaning behind it. They're just kind of doing it to do it. And that to me is still being creative because
Mm.
you're still making your own stuff. Or there's a case of some people just do it because they're bored. Like you're just kind of sitting there, you decide to doodle
Mm.
in a way that is still being creative because you're still making something or attempting to make something.
Yeah.
But I do agree, there's a lot of the time it is the case of being creative. A lot of people do use it as a outlet for like telling their story or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, like being creative is much more of the case of just putting whatever it is that you want to make out there. If that's to tell your story, if that's to like make your own story, if that's to just kind of kill time and just have fun, whatever it may be, that's where I feel like is like where creativity truly is. It's just making what you want to make in whatever way you may want to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say is like some different things for you? Like what do you like to do personally to be creative? Like what kind of media and like yeah.
Well, as like you know, like I primarily like I love like editing videos, making stuff along those lines.
Mm.
The stuff I make is not usually to tell my own story. I like to more tell a story of like I showed you, of course, listeners wouldn't have seen this, but I made like book trailers. That's something like I like telling the story of those. Or
Mm. Mm.
I used to edit videos for my old internship. Stuff like that is more of what I like to do is to tell other stories
Okay.
using just random videos I found, videos that I've taken or videos others have taken,
Like have
and
you
just telling a
ever
story with it.
did you ever make like edits of things like movies or like shows?
No, I've never done like
Really? Because I feel like that would
show
be
or movie
like,
edit.
I've always wanted to do it, but
But
I
it's
feel like I don't have
something
the
that
skill.
I would enjoy doing. I just never have. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
would enjoy doing that. I just never
Yeah. I feel like
like for me that's never been like a big thing.
I feel like it's I feel like it really has to be like a passion kind of thing because like to go out of your way to like find clips and like find everything you need and like good music and like props to people who make edits of shows and stuff. Like there's a lot more talent there than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like to have something that's like interesting like that case is like something like yeah, 100% is very good for them. That's
Mhm.
another like creative thing is like to put like random clips together to like prove a point or get something across.
Mhm.
I just I don't do that stuff for specifically that. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, for me it's like, oh, I like I said, I made like those trailers or I'm actually at some point if I'm ever sent the videos for a beach volleyball league I'm a part of, at some point I'm supposed to be either shooting some videos myself or using videos that were filmed before getting them together and making a advertisement for the beach volleyball league.
Mhm.
That's what I enjoy doing. I love making like more advertisements.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. That's awesome. No, yeah. The only like editing experience like I have is well, obviously like making YouTube videos and I mean editing this podcast, but that doesn't really require a lot. It's just the intro and the outro, making sure things are lined up okay. But something I did do while well, I mean, I still work there, but my workplace had like a whole volunteer event, and I offered them. I was like, I can like film random clips of people, and like we can make sort of like a trailer for like, or like some kind of like trailer advertisement kind of thing for the event. And she's kind of like my boss is kind of an older lady, so she doesn't really know much about like social media or things like that. So I was like, just trust. And then she didn't really understand what I was getting at, and then I showed her, and she was like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's use it. So um, yeah, I feel like there is some kind of like fun elements to like filming. Like I don't know if you mean like cause if you like document like real things happening and then you put it all together and um
I do both
yeah, like you
personally,
actually like
but
make something out of it's really cool. It's really fun to see like the end result.
and that's why I'm saying like for me, creativity is not like the case of a like just only a emotional like output
Okay.
because like that's how you somewhat explain it, is like that's what it primarily was.
For me at least,
For
yeah.
me, I think it could be like there's like a lot of things it could be, and just my primary like creative output I do is more of like the advertisement thing or video edits of that case. That's
Yeah.
what at least it is primarily in my life.
Yeah. Do you have any like big projects or even little project that you were just like do you have something that you're like most proud of?
Um, Honestly, not really.
Okay.
A lot of my work, like I enjoy doing it, but it's all just kind of a case of I don't I enjoy doing it. I'm happy whenever it's finished, but none of it really like resonates with me.
So like do you think you
And
will find that?
I think eventually yes,
Mm.
but I think it might also be like the case of maybe that's because of my art not being me.
Mm.
That's where I think that difference comes in.
Okay, that's
A
fair.
lot of artists, their like biggest art that resonates with them or like their creative flow is the case of it speaks to them, it resonates with them.
Mm.
For me, it's the case of I don't care. Like I make the stuff because I enjoy making it. Like and once again, going back to those videos I was telling you earlier, I have those in a art museum right now,
Oh yeah,
and, and tomorrow's the opening night for that. But for me, it's the case of others might be like, "Oh, that's so cool! You have your work in an art museum." I'm just more of a case of like, meh, I don't really care.
yeah. You're like I'm just
My work,
here.
I think, is all right. Yeah, pretty much. Like,
I'm just
I'm
here.
like, yeah. Am I happy? Am I happy with the way the work turned out? Yes. Do I think it could be better? Yes.
Okay.
Am I happy about having this stuff in the museum? I could care less if it was or what wasn't, because I don't think my work is the type of work to go in a museum. I think my type of work is much more of, like I said, advertisements. So it's much more of like, oh, my stuff for social media, for YouTube, for stuff like that. Mine's not the case of I'm not telling my story, and that's why I think it doesn't resonate with me.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
of course, someone like you probably do have something that's like more stands out to you because your stuff is yours.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, well, because I do, like, when I first started doing YouTube and stuff, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I mean, as a kid, I saw people doing Let's Play videos, and that was what stood out to me the most was people doing gaming videos and stuff, and just, like, sitting down and playing a game because, I didn't have cable, so for me, that was, like, my version of Netflix or my version of having, like, Disney Channel or something. Like, I had YouTube, and I think that's why it was a big passion of mine in the start to, like, oh, I want to make stuff that's entertaining, or I want to, I don't know, like, have, like, provide people with some kind of, like, entertainment that isn't, that is free, so sorry, wait, I lost my train of thought, not gonna lie. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about the case of like having like a specific thing of art that like
Yes,
resonates
okay.
most with you.
Yeah, so, like, I feel
And then you
like
kind of went off on your tangent of what kind of got you into it,
what's
which is
new,
actually
bro?
like very similar to mine.
What is new?
Fair.
um yeah, so yeah, like with YouTube and stuff, like I think I definitely have a passion for it for that aspect, but I wouldn't really consider it to be my most creative outlet. I think if I were to say, like, if you were to ask me what I do that's like creative, my first instinct would be when I was younger, I used to write stories, and I actually, like, when I was younger, my first career choice was to be an author, and I lost touch with that, like, for a while, but I recently have been trying to get into maybe like expanding on a story I wrote for my high school project, and that's kind of just like it's going to be a long process. Like, I can't guarantee anything will actually come of it, but that is kind of where I'm headed right now. And I think if anything creative wise, that would be the thing I'm most proud of, even though it's not really out there yet. But um, yeah, I don't know. I
Well,
definitely love writing, so.
so that kind of goes into like another question I kind of had was the case of
Mhm.
like I know some people when they're like children, as you said, like you were like creative, like as a child you wanted to be an author, everything like that. When like is there like a time when you could think back to when you first like realized you were creative,
Um,
or like more not like were creative? Everyone is creative in some way,
yeah.
but realize like you wanted to be more creative, like because
Oh.
like I know personally
Mm.
as a kid I was not a very creative person. I was
Okay.
very much of like I grew up book smart and mostly like athletic. Like I played baseball, bowling, everything like that whenever I was younger.
Really?
I
Okay.
was always good in. I was like almost always good in school. I was not a very artistic person. I
Yeah.
wasn't making stuff, anything like that. And then it came to the case of I honestly didn't become creative in my opinion until high school.
Really? Okay.
In high school, like of course I'd make stuff like for school, like if I had stuff for like art, anything like that. And then whenever I got to high school, that's whenever I finally like learned like I love to draw. I
Mm.
don't even love to draw anymore. I sometimes do. I don't do it much. I used
Yeah.
to love to draw, but that's also whenever like end of middle school, start of high school is whenever I like came to more of a case of just becoming more of like a songbird. I sing all the time. I'm either singing or whistling all the time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
I
like,
definitely have noticed that.
what? No.
What crazy cop cutie
But
cute
yeah,
nod. Sorry.
but yeah, it's like for me, it's like whenever I was younger, I was like, yeah, if songs would play, I would sing them like if I was in the car listening to the radio.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's become like so much more of a case for me. Is like I'm almost like if I'm sitting there in silence or something, 9 times out of 10 I'm singing or I'm whistling,
Mhm.
especially like at work and stuff. But like kind of going back to the previous question,
Yeah.
there is one work that has always stood out to me that 90% of actually probably 99% of people have never heard and will never hear
Okay.
is whenever I was younger, and this was in high school. My grandfather, who practically raised me, passed away due to cancer,
Oh, okay.
and that ruined me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But what I it is what it is. It happened years ago.
Mhm.
It still sucks, but like it happened years ago.
Mhm.
But whenever he passed, one day I was sitting alone in my room, and what I decided to do is I wrote a song. I
Oh,
wrote a
okay.
song for him. I sang the song because, once again, like I love to sing. I think I have an okay singing voice,
Mhm.
or at least did. Now it's probably just garbage because it happens.
Real.
But like I wrote a song, I sang the song. I even edited to like it. Like my one friend played like a little bit of guitar, and I just kind of edited that behind it. And like at one point, like I was going to, like I made that as my like as like you said, like a creative release from whenever I lost him to let out those emotions.
Yeah.
And at one point, I was thinking about what if I maybe I post this, like put this out there, see if anything happens with it. But then I just never did. I don't even have it anymore. That
Oh.
song I deleted from everything I had.
Oh
Could I find it?
darn.
Maybe. I have a few people I've sent it to. Whenever it happened, I had like a few friends I sent it to. I
Yeah.
might be able to find it, but I do not have a copy of it anymore because to me, I made it because of my sorrow, because I was
Yeah.
sad that I lost him. And now, anytime I listen to it, if I ever would listen to it, because sometimes I randomly will,
Mhm.
it hurts me
Yeah.
because of why I made it, when I made it. And I made it in a way where, like, if others would hear it, it wouldn't be like I never like specified like, oh, it was about my grandfather. I never specified it was about death. I made it very like open ended to
Mhm.
the case of loss in any way.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the entire song was about like wishing I was there with them that one last time before I lost them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. So like
Yeah.
because that is like my biggest regret in life. I have one big regret, and it's the day that he passed. I was not there,
Oh.
and that's what that song was like completely about like how we had our good times, but like how much I regretted not being there with him.
Yeah.
So if I had like any art that like truly like meant something to me, it's that.
Yeah.
But that's where like I finally figured out like that I felt like more of a creative person was then.
Okay.
But no other time have I thought like, oh, let me make a song.
Yeah.
That's whenever I wanted to make a song. That's whenever I used to write poetry, and it was right around that same time.
Oh,
I
really?
used to love writing poems. Drawing happened soon after. Like that was like what sparked my creativeness.
Okay. That's really interesting.
Such a random thing. Like
No, I mean it makes
the loss
sense.
of someone, like that's what sparks me. Yeah, I think the song part does. The poems were like nothing about that. The poems were about like pretty much anything. The drawing was just kind of just happened coincidentally soon after, but like yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of all happened right around the same time.
Yeah.
And now, of course, I'm an art major in college, and it's like, oh,
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I was gonna say, like, I feel like the best things created are when you are feeling, like, intense emotion, because that's, like, your raw feelings, like, coming out into the world. And I feel like that's what's so beautiful, I think, about being creative is, or, like, having, like, I don't know how to explain it, because for me, like, there's times where like I feel like I'm just having complete writer's block, but then there's random times where I'm not even planning on trying to like be creative that it just happens because I was feeling a super intense emotion that day, whether it be happiness or sadness or you know, and then I'll just like freely write something. Like cuz you know, I said I'm into writing, like I'll write poetry too or I'll just write like my feelings out. And sometimes like things just come out when you're not thinking of trying to make something good. And I don't know. It's really interesting how that works because I feel like I don't know. The human mind is very beautiful in that way. But yeah, with what you said earlier, if I there was like a moment I like figured out I was creative, I guess. Um, I think, I mean, early on, I have my dad to thank actually, because, like I said, when I was younger, I'm like grade three or even before that, like I was so into just like drawing these characters and like, writing, like just writing, like even if it was like based off dude, the Mario movie came out now. I had that idea when I was like 10 years old. I was like, this needs to happen. Nintendo needs to make a movie, but they were sleeping on it. You know, all I'm saying is I thought of it first, but. Um, but yeah, like I used to write these goofy little stories of like Mario and Luigi and like their adventures with like Sonic or something, and um, yeah, and like my dad would read these stories to me and my brother before we went to bed, and like that meant the world to me because it was one, I could get him to like correct anything that was like not proper English or whatever, because I was like grade three, grade four, grade five when this happened. That, and also it just felt good knowing somebody read my stories. And I don't know, like my dad very much encouraged me when I was younger that like if I wanted to publish a book, he could help me do that. I don't know why I never did. I think I was just, I had really bad self-esteem when I was younger, so I was like, no one can see this, no one can know that I do this stuff. So I don't know, like it just never happened. But now that I'm older, I think, I don't know, and then I remembered that I used to write these things. I was like, wait, why don't I actually like try to like make this a thing? We'll see. I don't know. That's where my mind's at least lately. Um, yeah. So maybe when my dad encouraged me to like write more is when I was like, this is actually kind of fun. And I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't really have like cases like that. For me, like,
mm-hmm,
do I think writing a story would be fun? Yes.
mm-hmm,
Do I think I could do it? Probably. Like
mm-hmm. It's a lot of work though.
I've, it is,
Uh huh.
but like, I think I could do it. It's just a case of it's never been something that's like intrigued me.
Okay.
Writing a story has never been like something that's like, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, I would love to write a
Yeah.
story. Like maybe a short story. I would genuinely like. I would like to make like a small like comic. I think that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I think that would be fun because it's not just like words. It's much more of a case of like, oh yeah, there are like your certain words, but you have like more of
It's like more
the
drawing
story's
and.
more told by right. The story's more told by a drawing of how the characters are presented, about how the scenes are presented.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think would be more interesting, in my opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
at least for me. Like I'm not as big on,
Oh no,
oh,
100%.
I want to tell a story.
Yeah, no, like the stories I made as a kid, they all had so many pictures on them. Like they were awful. I wish maybe I'll be able to. Well, I won't remember to put it up. But if you guys bug me on my Instagram, the people listening, yeah, my drawings of Bowser are kind of terrifying. He kind of looks like a deranged cat, but like the concept was there. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I were to write a story now, it's like what you said. It's hard because I think it depends on like what you're writing about. Like if I were to do something like more on the fantasy side of things, then it would probably be a comic. But if I were to do like a very like heartfelt drama kind of thing, I think I would probably write it as like a novel or something. But um, I don't know. We'll see the world, because that's also the problem. Like I said, it's a lot of work, and not all like. I'm sure you know, like the adult life is not for the weak. I feel like I barely have time to even clean my room. Like, so I don't know. It's just finding the
Yeah.
time to like
Yeah,
do that.
adulting's hard.
Yeah. Stay. Go follow Peter Pan, kids. Go to Neverland. Don't grow up. It's unrelated, but like I've been seeing all these posts and stuff of how Gen Z isn't growing up, and it's like low key true. I mean, like, but also I feel like I don't know. I feel like there isn't. There shouldn't be like a rush to like getting all the milestones like right away when you're growing up. Like if I decide to have kids when I'm like 30, then like that, I don't know. Like that's just what'll happen. Like, or even getting married. I feel like, I don't know. I know the dating pool is kind of rough out there, so like
And
uh
that's the other thing. I don't know if it's as much as Gen Z isn't like growing up. It's just
the
I feel like a lot more
options.
things are becoming a lot more difficult.
Yeah, yeah, that
Also,
too.
there is the case that there's like more options stuff, but that's like a whole different thing.
Mhm. No,
But
exactly.
like going to like the case of like dating, having children, stuff like that. Dating that still happens all the time.
Not very well.
Just people. Maybe not very well, yes, but it still happens all the time. Like a lot of people do
Mm.
date a lot, maybe not everyone, but I feel like it's also in that case that's become harder because unlike before where everybody's like going out and doing stuff,
Yeah.
that's not happening as much more because oh, at home playing video games or watching your shows or doom scrolling, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then having kids, it's like I can get not wanting to have a kid. I can barely pay for myself right now.
Yeah, no, exactly, right?
Like
It's rough out
so like
here.
while before like oh yeah people might have had kids at like 20 or like early 20s or some even like late like teen years like 18 like 17 19 somewhere in like that range
Mm.
stuff also was a lot cheaper then.
Yeah, no, right?
Like they might not have been say getting paid as much as we may now, but everything was a lot cheaper and there wasn't as much that was necessary to be put into someone's life. There wasn't as high standards as well. Like look at like clothes standards. As a kid, like I wore mostly like no name brand shoes or like really like cheaper like Nike stuff like that.
Mm.
Just random like graphic tee stuff like that. Like nothing like big. Well, we
Yeah.
look at my brother now, my youngest brother, he goes to school in some of like the top end Jordans, like fashion standards and like standards like that has also like heavily raised. So then it comes to the case of already can't afford to live. Well, now you also have to fit in with clothes standards and everything else like that, and anything you see on social media and how much that stuff changes.
Yeah, yeah, right? Yeah, it's yeah, no, cuz I feel like I don't know, cause like when I was younger and like seeing people grow up, like obviously we get told, oh, yeah, like the standard way of living is like you graduate and then you go to college or university, graduate from that, and then you either meet somebody in college or after, and then you get married, and then you buy a house, and then you have kids or whatever order you decide to go in. But yeah, it's like what you said. I feel like it's just so much harder to like reach those milestones because even getting an apartment, even getting a one bedroom apartment for myself is like I have been looking, and it's so hard. Like everything is so expensive, and it's just like, dude, like at this point, it is like you kind of need other people to move somewhere, and I don't know. Like the dream would be to have my own apartment so I can just like, bed rot and stay on my PC all day and not get judged for it, but. Uh, yeah, no, because Loki,
We'll see, but like that's
sorry, you go ahead.
no, you can continue saying what you're
Oh,
saying. I'll chime in after.
I was just gonna say how like my roommates probably think I'm really odd because I just stay in my room all day, but I'm like, yeah, that's where my PC is, and I do everything on my PC. So, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, it's like the case of once again, like that's like the case of oh, there's so many more like distractions. We're not going out as much. Like, of course, we're not meeting as many people or having trouble communicating with other people. Like, yeah, you might say meet someone in college and then never talk to them again or barely talk to them because you're focusing on your own stuff or you're at your own house. You're not like, oh, hey, let's go out and do whatever. Or like you're constantly seeing them out. Like, in like our parents' generation was more the case of, oh, you met them, then you like randomly went out to like a drive-in and they also happened to be there or something along those lines.
Yeah,
And we don't really have that now.
no, yeah, that's like,
So like especially relationships is like where it comes to like that case of it's a lot harder because nobody's really going out anymore.
no, exactly. Yeah, it's like what you're saying. There's no third places. I don't know if you've heard of that or third spaces. I think that's I don't know. It's either one of those terms. But basically a third space or a third place refers to like, they say you need to have your home, your workplace, and you need a third place to go to. And third places aren't really common anymore. Like people would just before they would have like, oh, they go rollerblading or they'd go to like the library or they go to whatever teen hangout center kind of thing there is, or But it is also like I don't know. Sometimes people go to cafes or whatever, but even now because everything's so expensive, it's kind of hard to just be like, yeah, let's just go to a cafe and order a coffee, and it's like that coffee costs you like $15, and it's like, oh, that's like money you could have spent on groceries or gas or so like,
Well, it also comes like the case of I feel like going on dates in general is not really a thing anymore.
you think so?
Like, well,
I haven't been in the dating
realistically,
scene in a bit, so.
like dating people, yeah, that's still a common thing,
Mhm.
but it's not very often that I feel like you have the case of you go on a date with someone. I feel like anymore it's a lot of, oh, you met, say, this person at at like work or at college. You guys talk a lot there, and then you guys just kind of like get together, or yeah, maybe you guys like hang out like as like a group with people, and like then you end up getting together.
Mhm.
But I feel like there's not as much of the case of, oh, I like think I like you. I want to get to know you better. Would you like to go grab coffee? Or would you like to go grab dinner?
Yeah.
Like before the whole dating thing. I feel like that's not as common. Going on dates when you guys are already dating, that's a different story. That still happens a lot. Like, oh, you and your significant other going to the movies, you're going out to dinner. That still happens a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that space in between being friends and potentially dating, I feel like that's just not like a thing anymore. It's very
Yeah.
rare that I like see stuff like that. It's much more the case of you meet someone, you're interested in them, you talk to them quite a bit. Yeah, you guys might like go out and do some stuff, but it's just kind of the case of as friends or with other friends. And then you're like, you know what? We've been hanging out a lot recently. Would you like to like start dating? Like it's not as much of that case of going on dates to get to know someone. It's like you already know them and then you start dating them.
Yeah, yeah. See, then, like, that also, I think it's also, like, because, like what we were talking about earlier, everything's expensive, one, and two, like, I don't know if you've noticed it, but Loki, there is a huge, like, online, like, they'll call it, like, gender wars, which is so true. Like, I feel like people have just been so skeptical of the other, gender for so long. Like, because, I mean, to be fair, like, there is good merit behind it, I think. Like, you hear about like your friend getting cheated on, you hear about how that relationship failed, how these people got divorced, and it's really hard to have faith in people anymore. That um, I think people just also don't want to go on dates, like, or they have tried the dating, the whole like if they do go on dates and then the dates just go really badly, especially with online dating, because if you think about it, um, either you're on the dating app because you can't find anyone like in real life or no one in like how do I word it, like in real life want to go out with you, or it's like the opposite where you're just you're very picky in terms of who you like.
Well, there's also people who like they do like dating apps because it's not that no
But
one in real life
who
wants
likes
to
dating
date them.
apps? That's
It's
my
that they're
question.
too nervous.
Who likes dating apps?
Well, I don't think anyone does, but it's more the case of people use it because they have trouble talking to someone in person.
Mm,
That's actually, I feel like what a lot of people's are is like, oh, they go on dating apps not because no one wants to date them, but because they don't have the courage to just randomly go start talking to someone. Which once again, that's the difference between our generation
mm,
and the like previous ones is since we don't have that third location, it's not like, oh, we're bonding over hobbies. It's like, oh, hey, I've seen you at college a few times. Wanna hang out? Like it's not like you have like a shared interest that you're talking to them about. It just
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of is the case of you see them, you work at the same place or go to the same school.
Mm-hmm.
So like, dating apps come to like that case of I feel like they're more used to try to find people of similar interests or try to talk to someone that you didn't like know what you could talk about with previously.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. With what you're saying about like people being afraid of talking to people, like do you think that has to do with like the rise in like the online world, I guess, or like social media?
I think it's a little bit of everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it is more of like the online world because like I said, I feel like a lot of people have trouble talking to someone because what do you talk to someone about if you know nothing about them?
Yeah, well, that's very valid.
Like if you know, like if I met this person at college, yeah, there's multiple people at my college that I find attractive, and like I do sometimes talk to them, but it's about college.
Hmm.
I know nothing about them outside of that. I know
Yeah,
that this one girl, her major is photography. Okay, how much can I talk to you about photography?
yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Like, can't really like go out and just start talking to them about random stuff. Like, I'd be like, oh hey, what's your favorite anime? Then they're like, oh, I don't watch it.
It's like, oh,
What's your
okay.
favorite video game? I've never played video games before,
Like,
or any video game I've ever played is Stardew Valley. Like,
mm,
nothing against Stardew, just like that case of like very like beginner, more or less game.
yeah, yeah. Like
So
it's
like
just
it's
not in
that
the
case of
same
like
interest that you have.
how do you conversate with someone if you know nothing about them or don't know their interests compared to if you say back in the past when people would go to like arcades or roller rooms, stuff like that. You go to
Yeah,
an arcade, okay, you see this random person that like you've seen multiple times, you think's cute, you whatever. You go and talk to them. You see they're playing Mortal Kombat. Nice. You know they're into Mortal Kombat. Okay, you talk to them about that and be like, have you ever tried this game? This game's similar, or this is a game I really enjoy.
yeah, yeah. I want to
Then
say
it
though.
sparks conversation. But
Oh no, you can finish if you want. I
no,
just.
now I've lost it. You
Ah, I'm
it's
sorry.
gone
I'm
now.
sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Um,
It's gone.
no, I was just gonna say because like, I would argue that if you let's say you do go on a date, you decide I'm gonna just go on a date even if I don't know this person. It, in my experience at least, if it doesn't go well, that to me is just a sign that they're not meant to be my person. Like if I feel like I can't make
Well,
small talk with you, then I don't know. That's a big like granted maybe the person is nervous, but to me I consider myself to be a very like inquisitive person when I want to be. So like I'll try to make
well,
conversation.
that's the difference. I'm not saying not being able to talk to someone while on a date with them.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying not being able to talk to someone before that.
Oh yeah, at that point why would you go on a
Like,
date with them? Like I don't know, to me
well,
like
that's what I'm saying, and that's why I
yeah.
think dating's not as big of a thing right now, and why
Oh,
dating
cuz
apps have
people
become like
text
such like a
first.
big thing because people have trouble talking to people. Like, it's so
Yeah.
much harder to talk to someone new in real life unless you have some way to like some type of knowledge. Like for me, like I said, the one girl I was talking to at college, the reason I was talking to her is because I knew she was a photographer, and as someone who
Yeah, yeah.
does like a lot of photography, it was something I could talk to her about. And
Yeah.
then like we kind of like learn stuff from there. But as like a first thing, if you see someone like say at work, like someone who works the same job as you,
Mhm.
okay, you can talk to them about work, but then you have to like kind of like figure out how what else to talk to them about to try to learn stuff about them. Or if it's just somebody like, you randomly saw, like if you saw some like I work in retail, if I saw this really cute person walk in, I'm not just gonna walk up to them and start talking to them. Might ask them if they need help,
Yeah, cuz
but like I know nothing about them. I can't just start having a conversation with them.
it's also just like some people are just creeps and like they might just mistake you as someone who's trying to be creepy too. So like I know
Well, then
for me like
that's the other thing. It's like
yeah, no, I'll avoid people
I was gonna
because of
say
that.
how
Yeah.
yeah, that goes into the case of once again with the whole like social media thing. And I've said before, I think social media is going to be the bane of people's existence, um, because it comes to the case of one, it makes us like so much more socially awkward in person,
Mhm.
but also it comes to the case of now you hear everything and nothing combined. So if you're constantly hearing about people getting cheated on,
Oh yeah.
would that not make you more like hesitant to date if you're constantly hearing about people getting cheated on?
No, exactly.
Or if you constantly see videos of these creeps trying to like talk to these girls to like whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now you're more hesitant around guys in general.
No, exactly.
Whenever, okay, yeah, there might half the guys that do that, yeah, they might be creeps. Others are just like
Like they might
guys
just be
trying to
chill.
conversate,
Yeah, cause then
right?
there's the whole
But it
sometimes.
makes you more hesitant.
Yeah, cause like I've noticed sometimes it also depends on the guy too, like or even girl. Like I mean, this can go both ways, right? Like, um, when people assume that the other, like the opposite sex or gender, is just people to date and not people that you can just like talk to platonically first, and or even just like forever, like you know what I mean, like because for me at least I'm down to be friends with whoever, but some people operate in terms of like they'll like I'm talking from the girl like from a girl's perspective, I guess. Like sometimes girls will only talk to guys in like a something more than platonic setting, like they'll only talk to them like on Tinder or like whatever, and like I don't know, like but then I feel it's so hard to find people who are like mutually down to be friends, like that's the thing too, is like because sometimes someone might catch feelings, or like maybe that person is like I don't do friendships with those like with other people, you know. So Himiko, just weird.
No, we're good. We're good.
Let's go.
I just lost sound for a second. I was just freaking out.
Oh no, you're good. No, I was just saying how like sometimes like it's hard to know people's intentions too, especially like it is also like really shared online, like people's experience with friendships with guys or friendships with girls, and like I said, the gender wars going on. It's hard to it's it's so hard because I feel like male female friendships can be so amazing, like in a platonic way, like very incredible, but to find people also to be friends with people who don't make you feel uncomfortable for being who you are either is like that's also the hard part is
Well, this is also kind of something we've talked about before, and I think it
mm-hmm.
comes to like that case of like it just kind of combines with what we were just saying of the case of how people don't really talk to new people.
Yeah.
I feel like with like the whole due to that, a lot of people are attention starved, and it comes to that
mm.
case of as soon as someone shows them attention, and I know like
Ah.
I could be guilty of this sometimes too, is like I will just want to keep talking to that person because they showed that attention. And especially if it's a case of a guy girl thing, yeah, guys and girls should be able to be friends with each other. It shouldn't really be a problem.
mm-hmm.
But I feel like anymore because of that lack of conversation between guy and girls, how it's usually girls with other girls and guys with other guys, maybe like sprinkled in between the two, but for the most part, it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to much more a case of a lot of guys, if they are say single, it's like, oh yeah, they talked to this girl, maybe not because they originally had any interest in them, but they got to know them. This person enjoys talking to them, like, you know what, I would like to be with this person. And then girls in the other cases, a lot of times they won't talk to guys unless they think they're attractive or
Yeah.
think they're interested. So
mm-hmm.
it becomes like that case of that weird ground of like, yeah, guys and girls can have platonic relationships and or should be able to a lot more than they do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now with how little people talk to other people outside of their direct friend group, and especially talk how little they talk to other genders other than maybe someone's already boyfriend or girlfriend,
Yeah.
it comes to that case of people are attention starved. And I think it just causes a lot of that case of like, oh, you know what? I've really enjoyed talking to you. I would like to go out with you, or only talking to him because you want to go out with them. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
just comes into like that whole problem with the whole potential for platonic relationships because now everybody's just like wanting that attention. When they finally like find it, they want to latch on to it.
Yeah, no, you're so right on that. And the thing is,
I
cause
know
like,
I'm never wrong. Gosh,
bro, no, cause it's like, yeah, cause I think about in a situation, it's like what you said, like I wouldn't, like I don't, like I feel like I've only recently started coming out of my shell, but the idea of like, cause I haven't been in school for a while, but I'm thinking if I were in school, it's like, how do you just start talking to people? Like, how do you just start talking to somebody? Like, I guess you ask them for help or something, or you like you say like, oh, do you understand this assignment, or like, or you get put in groups or something, but like, I don't know, like
yeah, but outside of that, unless you
mm,
guys have some shared interest that you know of,
Yeah, or like you
Like
guys have something in
if
common, like
if you guys are both sitting there in a math class, other than asking them for help or if they understand something or if they're also just as confused,
yeah.
what are you going to talk to them about? You know nothing. Or if you're like, yeah, you might like, oh, see, they have a one piece shirt on. You might try to talk to them about that. That gives you something that you know about them. But if you have no information, which you usually don't, then what do you go off of?
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's the problem with like school now. Is like
Or especially if
or
people
like
already
dating
have
in
friends.
like a place of like school is
Yeah.
right. And that's the other thing. A lot
Yeah.
of people, it's even hard to talk to them because usually they're talking to their own friends.
Yeah, like they already have their group established or people they met in high school or whatever.
Right. Like for me in college, if I was ever like out of my class, 9 times out of 10, I was either with my friend that I've been friends with since high school, actually since like middle school. I was either talking to him or I was talking to one of my volleyball teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not sitting there alone.
Yeah.
So it's like that case of like, are you just gonna approach like a random group of people and just be like, hey, I don't know, I just want to talk to
You're
you.
like,
You
hey,
seem like an
accept me
interesting
into your
person.
group, even though you don't know who I am.
Right. Like
Yeah.
it makes it awkward.
Yeah.
You need to have like some type of tie into it. Like, okay, say I'm friends with this person
Mm-hmm.
and but they want to get closer to this person. Okay, well, just come with me one day and while we're hanging out, if we see them, we can talk to them. And now that creates a connection. Or if you
Yeah.
somehow happen to see them alone, but it's so much harder to see someone alone because, like you said, we don't do that, like the third location thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, they get out of school or get out of work and usually go home.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, like I don't. I think it's also I personally think like at least because my first year of university when I did go was during the lockdown. So um all my classes were online and the chance to like meet people in person was so limited because even if you did have a class in person, let's say, everyone was social distance and you had to wear a mask and it's like just the idea of making contact with anyone was just kind of like not frown well it was pretty much frowned upon, but it was just like you just didn't want to do it because you're like I don't want to risk getting sick, I don't want to risk getting somebody else sick, or you know you never know who like actually might be contagious. And so I think at least when I was attending, I got used to just the mindset of like just kind of stick to yourself and like go through school, like that's all you need to be there for. Cuz like yeah, I don't know. But now I've noticed because I have friends and stuff who are in school or like I hear stories like or even just observing it's like people are like at least people are starting to interact more, like I see people talking to people in person and like they're not afraid to like start hangouts or something because it's so weird how much the world changed for that period of time and now it's just kind of shifting back to normal, but it's also not completely normal because so many things are being affected by the time that we all spent like indoors and
I mean, yeah, that entire period was a whole thing, but I still feel like it's not like it's somewhat shifting back to normal, but I still feel like at least in the case of hanging out other than with people you're already friends with is still like an impossible task, even especially since then. Like for
yeah.
me, in like my first year of college was still in like the prime of like lockdown. Like it was like right after lockdown. Like people are still wearing like masks and stuff, but we're allowed to be in school again.
Yeah, yeah.
I had this one girl. She was in my class, and we were talking quite a bit because we sat like right next to each other.
Mhm.
So me and her talking quite a bit about like the assignments, stuff like that. And one day she like after class she was like I didn't have anything for a few hours. She didn't have anything. And like I tried to hang out with her. Like it was the case of like we were walking and talking. She said she's gonna go get a coffee
Yeah.
from like just a little cafe that's nearby. So she went to go get like that. But then it came to the case of she's like, okay, I'm gonna head back to my dorm. I'll see you in class on the next day. Like
Yeah,
so like, it
yeah.
comes to, like that case of it's not as much as like even like hanging out anymore. Like I tried to
Mhm.
like I was walking with her I didn't have anything to do. I had no reason to go get coffee. I don't drink coffee.
You just wanted
I
to
was just
like,
walking and talking with her.
yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to interact. I wanted friendship. I just want friends.
Yeah.
No,
That's how it
but
be.
like in that case of like we couldn't like hang out afterwards because she's like, oh, I'm gonna go back to my dorm and go study and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's just
okay, yeah,
everybody's
I understand like
busy.
studying whatever, but it's like that case of once again like everybody just pretty much isolates themselves.
Hmm.
Mind you, guys, this is a podcast about creativity. I don't even know how we got
I
here, but
know, yeah. I was like, it's
it
almost
is
been
what it
an
is.
hour too, but that's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
We had a little bit of creativity talk, and then it went to relationship stuff.
Yeah, we're just glad
I
to
don't
be
know how we
hanging
got
out
here.
here.
I don't know what's happening anymore, guys. Help! She has me held hostage. She
Oh,
has me at
yeah.
gunpoint.
All
Please,
the way across different
someone, please,
countries. That's how you know.
please. You won't let me leave.
Yeah, anyways. I don't know. Was there anything else regarding creativity, though, that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, pretty much everything I had was just like basic questions of like here we I can ask this one since we're getting later. So I know like especially now you do a lot of stuff that is creative, but
Yes.
for like if you ever have like a artist block or you want to do something but it's a lot harder than you thought it was, like how do you personally like try to conquer that stuff?
Mm.
Because I know personally for me, like if I have artist block, which I do a lot right now because I'm an art major and I'm always doing art that I don't fully want to do.
Yeah.
If I have artist block, like it comes to that case of I just kind of force myself to do it.
Mm.
Like I will like put on music or a podcast and I will just be like, you know what? I may not want to do this right now, but I know I need to because most of my stuff's for school.
Yeah.
But whenever I used to have artist block for like drawing and stuff, I just didn't do it. That was my biggest problem is like I would just not do it. And then like one day randomly I'd be like, oh, you know what? Let me finish that or let me keep working on that. But
Yeah.
and then like for stuff that's like, oh, it's hard to do. At least for me personally, if it's a harder thing to do, 9 times out of 10, I just look up this thing on this thing called YouTube. There's usually a tutorial to do it.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Usually.
sense. No,
But like, is
yeah.
there anything like whenever you have like artist block and like run into something that's harder than you thought? Like, what is there something like you typically do in that case?
I'm sure you've what's it called? Well, I posted on my story actually asking people to like submit things about writer's block. I got your response and I think I got like two others that were just all sarcastic responses, so I was like
Uh,
that was great.
Mine was probably a sarcastic response too,
I
realistically.
think so. I think it was. But yeah, I recently like
When isn't
was.
mine? When do I give you actual responses? Let's talk about it. Do I? I don't think I've ever given you an
I mean,
actual
you were saying I was
response.
holding you hostage earlier, so like that's a perfect example.
I think every single time you post something on Instagram, like asking anything,
Yeah.
I just give you some stupid
I
thing.
know. I see them all too.
Like there's one time there's something about like friends. And I was like, I don't have friends. What are those? Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, exactly. But yeah, to answer your question, I like, I feel like I either need to. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm trying to write something poetic and I have a specific theme in mind, I'll try to listen to music that reminds me of those feelings. If that makes sense. Like if I'm trying to write. Like, especially if I'm trying to write something sad and I'm not particularly in a sad mood. This sounds bad. Like, I don't think you should put yourself in a sad mood, but like, I listen to things that remind me of that, of like specific things that make me sad, so I can have a better grasp on like how those emotions feel in the moment. Because, yeah. Otherwise, I'll like I know it's good to take time off. Like if you have writer's block, just like take a walk or something, or do something else because sometimes like the creativity will just like but the thing is, see, I don't have things that are due for school, so like I have less of like a time limit. The only time limit is the one I put on myself, which is like at the end of the day it falls on me. But like if you have the time, like I think just letting yourself take some space from whatever project you're working on and find inspiration. Like go out, like touch grass, like touch such a like the amount of times I've been inspired just because I was out doing something and I see like an artwork on a wall and I was like, oh my god, wait, that's like the vibe I need, Um, yeah, like I definitely think that helps. But who knows? I can't say anything. I've never like published anything. I've never like but that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I mean, that is that definitely like a fair like go is like the case of go look at stuff that might inspire you or um like if you just kind of walk around like you might run into something like kind of clear your mind and put you in like a different mindset. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely like a very fair thing to do because I know that's what's kind of inspired like a lot of my work I've done in college
Mhm.
was the case of I'm just kind of vibing, living life, and it's like, oh, I have to make some type of project for whatever the class is. I don't know what to make. And then I just kind of base it off of things I've seen. Once again, talking about those book trailers.
Yeah.
And the main reason I made a book trailer was because I've been reading a lot of Stephen King.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
like in my like art history classes, instead of paying attention, I'm usually reading.
Okay.
Shows how much the professors care, right? Um,
I mean,
so
yeah.
it'd be like I'd read a lot of Stephen King, and then all the time, like a big part of my life while I was growing up was me and my dad would watch movies together. Like he'd randomly like, here, watch this trailer, or you want to watch movies tonight, whatever.
Mhm.
So like movies and movie trailers, stuff like that has always, of course, been a part of my life. So combining the two is just like, you know what, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
like my last year, I had to make a print with a lithium block,
Mhm.
and I had no clue what to make. Well, what I did is I drew out like a little like Japanese like village type of scene, and I printed that. And the
Mhm.
only reason I did that is because I was watching a lot of anime, and it's still all I do.
Yeah, like you get
So
inspired
it's
by the
like,
things you're seeing.
right, you like, that's usually what happens to me is like, of course, those aren't as much as like artist block as just unsure what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I got inspired heavily by what I saw or what like I was experiencing or what I enjoyed.
Mhm. Yeah, no, exactly. Sometimes you just gotta take a step away from like what you're looking at, and I don't know, like you'll never know what kind of inspiration you'll find like out of something that's completely unrelated, Like that's why I take photos of things a lot. Because there's a lot of inspiration I can find from like just looking at things in the area, and I'll be like, oh my god, this is really cool. Let me take a photo of it to like reference it later maybe, and then yeah.
And so
Anyways,
before we end, I do have one last question I want to ask, and
duck duck
this
goose,
one hopefully won't spark as much conversation.
duck duck goose.
If you had to, yeah, duck, duck, goose. Which one do you choose?
The duck or
Uh,
the goose.
yeah. So if you had to give someone advice who like wants to be creative but doesn't know where to start, what would you say? Is there any advice you would give someone?
Ooh, actually, we had this topic. We or my I took a creative writing class in high school, and one of the I think the first day actually, she starts the conversation by saying, "Can you teach creativity?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good question, cause like, can you?" But I remember we were talking about it in class, and we came to the consensus that you can't really teach creativity, but you can like guide somebody towards it. And the thing she said was to start with things that you know, because if you start with something you know, that's the easiest thing to um, work off of, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. Let's say you have a dog named Potato or something. I don't know. So you write a like let's
Potato.
say you make a children's book on a the dog named Potato, and then suddenly you get this like you see some inspiration from like the mall, and I don't know, maybe the potato dog runs the mall or something. I don't know. Like you can literally make a story about anything, but like yeah, I don't know. I think starting with what you know and starting with don't do the big project first. I would say that. Because that will like it do like little things. I think start with little things, like practice with like little activities, like whether it be like little short edited things or short drawings or like but if you start on a grand scale of things, it's going to be hard to stay motivated or to like actually continue finishing it. Yeah, I don't know, what about
Yeah,
you, what would you say?
if I had any advice, like I agree with the part of how you said like do stuff that you know,
Mhm.
but the way I look at it is like do stuff that like mean something to you. Like if you want to make art, yeah, you could just do like random drawings of whatever, but it's a lot harder to keep doing those if it's something that means nothing to you. Now, if it's say a case of you want to draw characters from a show you love, okay, you know you love that show, that means something to you. But don't go just like drawing something just because you feel like you have to draw, or editing video because you feel like you have to edit a video,
Oh
or
yeah.
taking pictures because you feel like you have to.
Mhm.
Do the stuff you want to do,
Mhm.
and then
Exactly.
follow through. Because like I know, as myself, as many other artists, the biggest problem is hating your own work. You are your own worst critic.
That's so true.
Everybody hates their own work, especially at the beginning. Follow through and finish it. Like even if it's like you're 3 hours into this project and you think it looks awful,
Yep.
okay, maybe you do need to make some changes. Make those. Don't just give up.
No, yeah.
Finish it however you feel like it needs to be changed. You can do that. But if you get rid of it, it will never be able to be what you want it to be. It will never be. It will never be able to see that light of day that it deserves because no matter what the work is, all work, all art, everything, it's all creative because it's what you want to do. It's tells a part of your story if that's what you enjoy, if that's telling other stories, whatever it might be. Let it out, however that might be, but make sure you finish it. Don't just give up because right now it sounds awful or looks awful or is not what you pictured it.
Mhm.
Just let it. That's a lot of people's biggest problems. Is like they'll be drawing something and it'll be about halfway through and they're like, "This looks so bad. Like I don't like how this looks at all. I feel like I'm doing terribly." But then they like finish it and they're like, "Wow, this part actually fully tied together." Like right, like it might have looked bland at first, and then you start adding some shading or extra texture or other pieces of clothing or color,
Mhm.
and it can completely change the look of something. It's sometimes the small stuff makes it such a big difference. And that's like I know a lot of artists have trouble with that is that case of they think it looks bad or they hate it because it's their own work and they just ditch the work.
No,
I know I've done it.
exactly. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Like that's like the biggest thing. If you're gonna if anyone's gonna start like being creative and then the creativity go out there. Start with something you enjoy, with something you know, like you said, and then follow through.
Mhm. And also on that note, you don't like I was saying earlier, you don't always have to monetize the things that you like to do. Even if you want to just draw something just to draw something. Like let yourself just flow. Like let yourself just do whatever it is you feel like doing in the moment because that's where the creativity comes from. It doesn't come from feeling like you have to get this done or you have to write the story on this right now. It comes from like it comes I feel like the like I said, the best creativity comes from within. And that sounds so cheesy to say, but it's so true. Like my best work has always been when it's on a whim and not when I'm trying to like force it to happen. Um and yeah. Also, rough drafts are a thing. So if you think your first version is absolute garbaggio, that's okay. You can always innovate it, you know? You can always fix it up after. Just yeah, sometimes just getting it done is like the best step you can do.
And honestly, going to like that rough draft case, like you just said, like you can always build on stuff like that. There was an
Mhm.
old rule in my art class when I was in high school.
Mhm.
The teacher never, you were not allowed to use an eraser. It was not allowed
Really? Really?
because mistakes are just a part of the process.
Oh, oh, okay.
If there's a mistake, build on it. If
Oh,
you think it looks bad, fix it. However, that might be possible. It helps
oh.
build your own abilities, but also to overcome those challenges as well as like you can always go back. Like just because you made the art in 2014 and you thought it was awful, do you still have access to it? If the answer is yes, go back, fix it, change what you want.
That's
Like
so real.
your art can grow with you. It's
Yeah,
not something that is stagnant
yeah.
unless you get rid of it for like the specific medium that you use some reason has completely like gone out of existence, which if you're using that I'm just more concerned about what your choices are. um
Yeah.
but it can grow with you. If your art style's changed, go back and redo it. Go back and tweak your own work or remake it. You could use it as like, okay, this is what I did back in high school. Well, now that I've studied art for another 5 years or writing music, what if I do it this way? What if
Mm.
I re-sing it or re-perform it or re-edit that video or add, like change this little bit of stuff, change the effects. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and it's like sometimes it is just really nice to just go back and redo your work or relook at your work and see how you've changed.
No, exactly. The fact that you're saying that right now, and I'm literally redrawing characters that I. Okay, see, I created these characters when I was in elementary school, and then I had a project to do in high school that I remade those characters. But now I'm redoing the design on the characters because I think they need to be a little bit more simplified. But like we were talking about, you can always do rough drafts, and you can always build on top of the things that you're already doing. And sometimes it might end up better. Like Loki, I'm looking at it now, and I think my art skills have definitely improved since high school. So like, there's always room for
Right,
improvement.
and like exactly, there's always room for improvement. And like I said once again, there's nothing that stops you from going back and trying to improve your own stuff or fix it however you think's better.
Hmm.
Even if it say is like a case of you just don't want to do it right now.
Yep.
That might change in like a few
No,
years.
literally, it took
Because
me like
no reason.
so many years now to come back to this
Right.
project.
Like you said, last time you touched it was high school. Like
Yep.
looking at stuff like that, like just have fun.
Hmm.
Make it so you love your art. That's the hardest part of being an artist is loving your own art,
Oh
whatever it is.
yes. Yeah.
And if you can get it to a point of where you love it, then that's whenever you've truly succeeded at making that.
Hmm.
But just because, say, you might hate it at the beginning, doesn't mean someone else won't actually love it. So be
Exactly.
free with it. Like
Exactly.
creativity is about your life, not about what everybody else does. You don't have to follow everybody else's suit and be creative like them. If everybody did the same stuff, we wouldn't have all the music we have, all the art we have, all the movies we have because everything would be the same.
Hmm.
Be yourself. Have fun with it. Be free.
Be free. Be like the bees. Fly away. Sorry.
But
Anyways.
anyways, I think
Anyways.
that's a good place to wrap it up
Philosophical points aside.
for our extremely random episode of a combination of creativity and
Gen Z, I guess.
relationships or whatever it was, whatever we want to
Yeah.
consider that as.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
going to be the
title
end of
it later.
today's
It's fine.
episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll
Anyways,
figure it out. That's going to be the end of today's episode.
thank you guys for
If
stopping
you have
by.
anything you want to add to it, of course, feel free to leave a comment. We're
Yes.
always looking for more stuff to talk about, so you can always give us topics as well.
And subscribe,
My name's
guys.
Himiko.
You can see when we upload. But yeah, that's been Himiko, and I'm Kawa.
Yeah, I'm Himiko. Let's go. Have a
See you
wonderful night, everyone.
guys. Bye.
Wow.